the things that we saw once we were at the show, and the groom was putting the boots on the horse. And she was putting talcus powder or whatever. I thought it was talcus powder, like a powder. And then she was putting the sock. And then she was putting the boot. And then she was... And I said, why are you doing that? Oh, because of the rubbing. Because otherwise it rubs. Now, this poor girl, I think that the rider had 4 or 5 horses. And so I don't know how much time she was spending with the boots. And we said, well, why don't we have a boot that does not rub? Oh, because it doesn't exist. Well, we'll make it. And we'll make it. We made a boot to give the same protection of the polos. So we did it with memory foam and microfiber. And today in Brazil we are selling like crazy boots because everybody says it's better. So I have no problem with the rubbing. I have a problem with the type of protection that we need to give to the horse. Now, the problem with the boots as a safety, it's a safety device. There is no regulation. There is no testing. There is nothing. And I wanted to know how much spring, how much, and there is nothing. So we said, well, we have to do ourselves testing system. Because they had a shield in polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is something that is a material developed for, they do windows on airplanes, they do, NASA uses is a material like a plastic, transparent like glass. It's very flexible, but it's impossible to break. And they use also for bulletproof windows in cars and stuff like that. So what we did was to put this material and made the cross-country boots, which really are the strongest boot you can buy today in the market. And they are light, and they will never run your horse. Like you can see,
that's a pretty good sales pitch.
The front gets it.
Karen, you gonna come at us on that?
Well, no, what I will tell you is that I remember 15 years ago I was coaching the adult amateurs in Area 5, and this horse did a great cross-country round, and it pulled up from cross-country, and she was all excited, and she says, I had a weird jump at the ditch and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, that's too bad, and I saw under the boot a little trickle of blood coming down from the back of the boot, and I was like, that's kind of weird, and the horse was, galloped up, pulled up sound, and I pulled the boot off, and the horse had severed a tendon, and the boot was acting as a splint, and as soon as I took the boot off, the horse was on 3 legs. And that was totally could have been prevented in today's world. And I'll never forget it. It made, you put that stuff back in the bank, and I've been waiting for a boot for that long. And I'm not kidding, this is the boot.
I'm going to show you.
And it was at training.
This is the polycarbonate that I have here.
Oh, okay.
This is what it holds the axe. Because I think people should be concerned which boot is more protected to my horse. I mean, that is the fact. No, the problem may be, and actually, because there is no, I understand that in England they are trying to regulate boots. Because there is no official testing, I see things that some of other manufacturers, or even, they are not even manufactured because otherwise they would put those things, but they are commercial companies that buy stuff from China. And then they say, absorption will impact 95%. What do you mean 95%? You would say 93, 95. There is no testing. People just say things that it's very, because it was a problem for us to find the proper boot, and for a customer, it's terrible because you don't know what to believe. I mean, people just say most crazy things. Breathable neoprene. Wait a minute. It's breathable, this neoprene. No, we had some concern because here we go. If you have on the boot when you go in the water, because if you have something that is waterproof, that means does not absorb water, it's not breathable. You cannot have both things. And we wanted to have breathable, so we couldn't do waterproof, but what we did was make it water repellent. So at least when you go in the water, water goes in and the water goes out. So it will repel the water, but it's not waterproof. And people try them on the lakes and see that the water.
What do you think about that in a water jump?
Yeah.
Yes, it will grab water as you're doing the water jump, but freeze-dried
Comes
later,
off, yeah.
the water is out of the boot.
Yeah.
And that's important because 15 years ago, that boot, as you took it off the horse's legs, was 3 or 4 pounds.
Right.
It would hold the water. And this, as they gallop, it's like taking a sponge and going like that with it. And that's an important part of it.
Sand. And intuitively, I just think that can't be comfortable for the horse. It can't be good if there's sand underneath. I mean, that would be a
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a good thing.
Not all this sand dropping on it.
No.
Okay.
What this does is when you put it on, it actually sort of molds to the leg almost. So it doesn't allow a lot of sand to get up in it.
For what we do, you're still going to have a bit of sand. I mean, you got a lot of force down on those suspensories and those pendants. And they have to give, so there's a lot of give and take. So there's tension back and tension back.
Right.
So it wants to suck sand up in there with any kind of fabric, but this is the least amount of ice.
Okay.
Because, when you're running in Florida, for us, it's very sandy. Southern Pines, North Carolina, Aiken, very sandy areas. And you have to wear a boot cross country to protect them. And these are for sure the best boots that I have found, for sure. Because they mold to the horse's leg, so when you take it off, there's very little sand that comes. I mean, there is some, but it's
We've done the canvas.